What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dabby Dan up in the building. I got a very special guest on the Black Evolution. She's a wise leader. She's a great teacher. She is the Grand Elder. Give it up for Miss Robinson, aka Miss Grand Elder. How you doing, sister?
How you doing this morning? I'm doing well.
I'm doing good, good. So today on the Black Evolution, we're gonna talk about three topics: Tucker Carlson and Don Lemonade being fired, Ron DeSantis versus Walt Disney, and the Tennessee Three versus the Tennessee government. Let's get into it on the Black Evolution. Here we go.
All
So
right.
let's get into it, Miss Grand Elder. First of all, I just want to say it's a great pleasure having you on here on this great Saturday, and I just want to say it's always a pleasure for you to spread your knowledge to the people.
I try to do the best I can with what little I have, which is not a lot. But I'll give you the best that I've got. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, so let's
All
get
right.
into these topics. We got Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon being fired.
Tucker Carlson, well, he's a whole. Well, let me do Don first because I don't really know that much about Don Lemonade. Now I don't know about why are we calling the man Lemonade, but then that's it. That's they say when when they give you, what do they say? When they give you lemons, make lemonade.
Yep.
That's what we got. We got Don Lemon, and so we have to make lemonade with him because I don't really know. Nobody knows exactly why he got fired. There's no. I mean, what was his reason? Did he say something? Did he do something? Or what is the reason that he got fired? I watched his last show before the day before they fired him, and he was on there with someone, and he gave them a fit that day. I'm saying to myself, maybe he knew he was going to get fired because whoever this dude was, he went after him with a vengeance. So, but I
Yeah.
don't know, nobody seems to know why Don. I think, of course, the company is sold to Warner Brothers. So there's a possibility that, middle management or upper level management decided that, we want to bring in some new blood because he's been there for a while. They'd
Yeah.
already gotten rid of Chris Cuomo for whatever they said he did with his brother, which I thought was rather stupid, but that's okay. That's
Yeah.
the way it works like that.
Yeah, I think also what happened with Don Lemon is because of the time slot. He used to have his own night show, but then he went from prime time to in the morning. So you
Right.
can tell they probably already thinking we're gonna shove him out the door anyway. So
Exactly. You're more than likely right about that. And eventually it'll come out, but they don't want to say too much about it because they don't want Black Lives and all the rest of the folks protesting or whoever they are.
Yep.
About, you're shoving the brothers out the door. They don't want to do that, so they just do it quietly. But it was kind of ugly to let the dude come to work and then say, "Oh, you fired, right? Didn't anybody tell you was fired?"
yeah, I mean, he heard from his. He apparently what I've heard is he heard from his agent that he was
Oh,
fired, and then later on CNN talking about he had a chance to meet with management, but he just went on Twitter. So nobody really knows what's going on. I don't know who to believe.
exactly. Yeah, so that's why I said I don't know. I'm like everybody else. It's not too much, until nobody's really talking about it though, which is strange.
Yeah, they
Everybody.
talking about everything else. They talking about Tucker Carlson.
Oh, Tucker. Oh, good old Tucker. Now, Tucker got fired from 3 of the major networks, okay? So it's not like Tucker didn't have problems and the network didn't know that there was problems. Fox has always had problems. They had that Gorka guy on there that went to work for Trump. Then they had, what's his name? Not Sean Hannity. The 2 or 3 others that was on Fox got fired. But, they decided to take old Tucker, and Tucker came on with a vengeance. The issue is, though, Tucker Carlson has always sort of been on the, I guess, outside or sort of radical, but in the last 5 years when Trump became president, he just got absolutely awful, in terms of the things that he would say, and and then what really turned me off with Tucker Carlson was he decided that, he's going to go out there. I mean, I'm going to talk about Russia and, I understand a lot of the stuff that goes on and people don't like Russia. Well, of course, I don't either because they, warmongers. But Tucker just went a bit too far. And he went to one of those, what do they call a convention?
Yeah.
Like this guy from Turkey was there who taught, and he was just too much. And then he decided, okay, I'm going to tell them that Biden lost. Biden lost. Trump won. Why are you saying that Biden won the White House? Trump won the White House. He's not. The thing about that is, Fox got themselves into that mess. Dealing with Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham, Megyn Kelly is gone. So I know all these folks because I used to watch Fox. But I mean, I've watched them come and go. And a dear friend of mine, Janine Perot from Westchester County, who used to be the Westchester County District Attorney. I won't go there because we've been in meetings and things like that together. And anybody come on here and say anything, I got the picture. I'm not going to call her what I was just about to say, but I got pictures of her. We were at the dinner, and we were hoisting a couple. Let's leave it right there, okay?
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was an old man, all right. But Tucker Carlson did not do anybody any service. And Rupert Murdoch was not going to have him on there. He cost him a lot of money. And I can't blame the man for saying, if you cost me a lot of money, you have to go too. Even if I'm not like $500, and if you cost me $800 for something dumb that you did, then I don't need you around me anymore. Because as the saying go, I can do bad by myself. And I think that's the way Rupert Murdoch looked at it. He said, listen, I own a lot of business, Wall Street Journal, this one. He said, but I don't need Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson was not a nice person anyway.
Yeah, also, I could tell by all the stuff he's saying and all that nonsense he was spewing. He was basically pandering to those to the white racists. That's all he was doing. Just pandering to that base, get them all riled up, get them pro-Trump and everything, and just keep it going. And it boosted Fox News ratings until he went too far and talked about that great replacement theory. And then the Buffalo shooting happened, and he's still like, "Oh no, it wasn't my fault." All this stuff. Like, yes, it is.
What I really think that was kind of I don't know. I'm trying to think what I think sort of maybe, as the saying goes, was a bridge too far. It's when he decided that first of all, he says he didn't like Trump, and a lot of this stuff that they got taped of it, because I've listened to the whole thing. Much as I didn't like Fox, I did listen to all of those tapes. I listened to MSNBC with all the tapes that was out. But the thing about it is what he did was he decided, well, okay, I'm going to tell them I hate Trump. I hate Trump. I hate him with a passion. So why you always have it on there? You can't, you got to make up your mind, as a saying, you got to either do or get off the pot. You can't have it both ways. They were the first station in the United States that said that Trump had won. That was the truth. And then after that, it was downhill. The other issue I think that Murdoch looked at was when they brought all of those, that footage from they had, the insurrection.
Yeah, January 6th, yeah.
Oh, those are good guys. Those were not good guys. Like you say, it was racist, it was murderous, it was dangerous, and a lot of people got hurt behind that.
Yeah, they were saying hang Mike Pence and all that, and storming the Capitol. And
Mike Pence is an idiot anyway. Because, how in the hell are you going to let somebody tell you, I'm going to hang your ass, and then you can bleep that out. How are you going to tell I'm hang Mike Pence, and I'm your friend? No, I am not your friend. Because that means if you catch me out there in the night and I'm still mad at you, I'm going to have somebody hang you. And that's just the way it is. But he was still my friend. Man, I don't want you to be president under no circumstances because you're an idiot.
Yeah, with Tucker Carlson and all that stuff, I feel like, hey, the chickens, Malcolm X said it best. The chickens have come home to roost.
Exactly right.
All that violence you sowing and everything else, and that rhetoric you spewing, it's come back to haunt you. Now you out here fired now.
And he put it out there. He didn't keep it a secret. He didn't keep it undercover. He put it out there where everybody knew exactly how he felt. I would listen to his show, and I would be so mad. I'd want to throw something at the TV because I'm going, I said, he's telling them out. Why is that man saying that? Why did they let him stay on there and say that? That is racist. Anyway, we have to get away from Tucker Carlson because it's making my blood pressure.
Yeah, let's talk about Ron Desantis going to war with Walt Disney. He going to war over there. They going at it.
anybody ever tell DeSantis that one of the things you do is you do not mess with Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse is older than I am. Mickey Mouse, I mean, didn't anybody ever tell DeSantis not to do that? But he does not have a good reputation in turn. He's not a people person. He's probably okay, but he is definitely not a people person. I don't, and he's ruining Florida for considering whatever Florida is worth. He's ruining Florida because people are saying you're going after the people. They pay taxes. They pay millions of dollars of taxes to the state of Florida. Why are you going after them? Because once you do that, your constituents has to pick up the cost.
Yeah, it's all about going after the woke mob and the woke agenda. We're going after Walt Disney because it's too woke. This is where woke goes to die. It's all about that imagery. That's all it is.
But the thing about it, first of all, you really have to understand what woke is. Woke has nothing to do with the stupidity that he's doing. Woke, what are you woke about? Woke has nothing. This company's been in business down there for 55 years or 50 years or more. Now, all of a sudden, people don't know, people are not woke enough to understand that if you get rid of Disney, then we've got to pick up the cost, we've got to pick up the pieces. You don't do that. Not every governor down there has never done anything that stupid. In other words, he's anti-business. If he can't run it, he wants to show how bad he is. He wants to out-Trump Trump. You can't.
Yeah, I've always said it. Ron DeSantis is Trump 2.0. That's all it is. He tried to be Trump 2.0.
He tries, but you can't do it. Don't even try. There's nobody who can out-Trump Trump. It takes somebody got to be bigger and badder than Trump. And most people don't want to take him on because Trump is racist as he can be. I'm in New York City. I've worked in the House, and I've worked with some of the people that had to deal with Trump. Like Carlson, Bloomberg. Bloomberg don't deal with it. It goes on. But you can't do that. DeSantis says, I'm going to beat them. You can't leave them alone. You want to be president, find something else to do. He's going to lose all of the people that would vote for him is not going to vote for him.
Yeah, because everybody wants to go with Walt Disney. Nobody wants to stay inside and not be in Walt Disney World or not go to Walt Disney World. Every kid wants to do that. So he's losing his constituents, losing the people he wants to. Why? To appeal to some racist? That's all he's trying to do. I'm like, really? The rest of your constituents be damned? Like.
And he wants to take this all over the country. My thing is banning books. When you start messing with education, that's close to my heart, education. Because without education, a lot of black folks wouldn't be where they are today. I don't care whether it's a little bit of education or a lot of education. You have to understand that back in the day, over a couple of 100 years ago, we couldn't even read. We weren't allowed to read. And then we get somebody come along like DeSantis and tell us, no, I'm going to fix it so you can't read again. In other words, we're going back to slavery. But slavery in a different way. Because if we can't read and if we can't understand what's happening, then we don't know what to do. We are lost. We back in the dark ages. If I didn't know, I didn't watch television, I didn't read, I hadn't gone to college, I couldn't talk to you. Because I wouldn't know what to talk about. I wouldn't know what was happening. I wouldn't be able to read. You wouldn't be able to read. People are not thinking about that. I mean, we have, and I get very upset because black folks, it's not real. I mean, I guess they are, but they talk about it undercover. Don't talk about it undercover. Speak out. You have to do that because you can't allow one person to decide that I'm going to ban books. Have you seen the pictures of some of those schools with no books in their bookcases? Teachers leaving. I mean, how do you think that those kids are going to be able to compete in other states if they leave Florida with no books, no learning? They don't even know anything about what's going on in the world. They don't know anything about what happened before they got out of the state of Florida. How do you think they're going to get jobs? There's nobody going to want to hire them if they're uneducated and they haven't read any books. They go to college. They don't know what's going on. That's what I look at. And my thing is, I think black folks ought to be a heck of a lot more involved in what's going on in the education system. I know maybe a lot of the teachers are white, but that's got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. Get out there and tell we want those books back in school.
Yep. But, and also, when it comes to that, the teaching education and the teachers leaving, Get some more black teachers in there. You complain about teachers being white. Get your behind up and become a teacher.
And go, and I'm here to get caught. He's recruiting all the cops he can get. So why not recruit? He's not recruiting any teachers. The teachers are leaving, like you say. They have a teacher shortage. So he's not recruiting the teachers, but he's recruiting the cops, you know? So anyway, and I don't hear any of the Hispanic, and I'm going to put this on the Cubans because the Hispanic population in Florida is mainly Cubans coming from, and I don't hear them saying anything. You know,
well, some of them have a European or a racist mindset anyway.
Exactly. So that's exactly what it is.
They come here thinking that they white and they not.
They're not. You know, there's a lot of black Hispanics, and I know a lot of them right here in Mount Vernon. Yeah, in Mount Vernon, New York, our percentage of African Americans is probably like about 48%, and that's nothing because I've done the census here. You know, so my thing is, you know, I don't hear them. Their kids need to learn. Where are their kids going to go? They're going to be in Florida for the rest of their lives? They can't learn anything. They can't even learn about their own, you know, heritage. Where are they from? What do you... Oh, well, we came over on the boat from Cuba. So what? You here. Learn what happened. Why did you come over here? You know, anyway. It's a whole other story.
Yeah. Well, the final topic we're going to talk about is the Tennessee 3. Yeah, oh man, my boys, Justin Peterson and Justin Jones, the white woman that she didn't get expelled. I'm really gonna call them the Tennessee 2 because those two brothers got expelled. She didn't get expelled.
She didn't get expelled. She came out there with them, but I'm not gonna say anything on this podcast about how I look at that from 100 years. I am going to leave it alone. I will say it in private, but it'll probably get out there someday. But my thing is, that's Big Mama from the big house with her 2 boys. That's... Just cut that out, okay? We don't...
Yeah, but Tennessee 3 is just my thing with them is, hey, you're back in power.
Exactly.
You're back. You're stars now. Now, what are you going to do with that power? Don't just be like, oh, I'm glad. Oh, like Justin Peterson on CNN. Talking about, I'm glad. Aren't you glad? Okay. But what are you going to do when you get in there?
Don't be glad. Just get out there and do some work. Recruit. Get folks out there. Stop standing up there speechifying. You know. You
trying to be like MLK up there.
Exactly. You know, I want to tell that boy so bad, boy, stop preachifying and get out there and do some work. You know. And that's a whole nother thing. I'm not too happy about Martin Luther King Jr. either. That's a whole nother story for another day.
Yeah, he's talking about people power. Yeah. Just appears the people power. Get the young people here. Yeah. And all the victory. And all. I'm like, dude, okay, you're in power now. Do something.
Do something worthwhile. Don't just stand around. I mean, you know, you have to. But see, they got to run for office again, too.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother story. You need to be out there, make sure your people recruit and send you back there. And what people fail to realize is they didn't get in there simply because a lot of black folks voted for them. They don't live in the neighborhood where they voted for them as all black. It's not. It's mixed. So it was an interracial effort that got those 2 boys into it, those 2 young men, got them into that office. That's how they got there. You know, so you know, a lot of folks got to stop looking at, no. They didn't get there on their own because there was a lot of black folks that voted for them, but they also had some of the white folks had to vote for them too. So, you know, you got to sort of find out where's that group. That's the group you need to look for. Those are the independents. You know, those are the people that you have to look for, and you got to cultivate friendships with them. That's the problem with us. We don't know how to cultivate friendships.
No, we don't know how to cultivate. We don't know how to communicate and cultivate and galvanize and organize.
Exactly.
All we want to do is shuck and jive and get on stage. Oh, aren't you glad, brothers and sisters? Aren't you glad? The movement's changing. We changing, brothers and sisters. I'm like, okay, sir. Okay, great. You're in office. Now do something.
There you go. Now that you got it, let's do something with it. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, and as for... I'm sure that Miss Johnson is catching hell too. But I understand her being there because, like she said, she was involved in a school shooting years ago, you know? So she understands what it's like to be involved and have to hide all of your children, in a classroom someplace. Like here in New York, where Tyler's aunt goes works. They had the issue of someone coming into their school, possible, because they heard those things, but it turned out it was a firecracker. One of her teachers had to took all of her kids and put them in 28 kids in a bathroom and told them to be quiet because they didn't know whether it was a shooting or what it was. 28 kids, and to this day still saying, this was 2 weeks ago. They said, how did she get 28 kids in that bathroom? They said, I don't know, but that teacher, and she was a white teacher, and she did it and told them, this is where you're going to stay and be quiet. I'll see what's going on.
Yeah, also with the school shooting in Tennessee and everything, that's true. That's really what kicked off the whole Tennessee 3 or the Tennessee 2, because they were tired of the whole gun violence and nobody's doing anything about it. So they stood with their protest, they stood with their constituents, which is what you're supposed to do. Exactly. Now what the Republicans did, they created a monster now, because now when they expelled them, it galvanized them and it galvanized the young people, and now they back in the office. And that's why I disagree with the whole, I'm glad that democracy has returned. I said, okay, you're in power now. Okay, do something about it. Continue what you started and do something about it. Galvanize the vote, and you're politicians. So, galvanize your constituents to vote for you, and keep it moving.
That's what you do, and you've got the folks that they've got to do something. This gun situation is like, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. I don't think the NRA is not that big. It's not that big, but the issue is that's where the money is. That's where the money is, and the politicians is going to go in all as long as they get money and they get able to go out there and they're going to back me, okay, because it costs a lot of money to run for office today.
Yep, it costs billions of dollars, billions of campaign donations. That's why we need black PACs, black super PACs to vote for our own. We own and control our own politicians, not have the other super PACs control and get their agenda out there.
Exactly. And if we could ever get some of these organizations that can do this without, we're good. But we'll get out there and protest and march and do all of that. But you got to put some dollars behind stuff like that.
Yep.
Was that a sneeze?
Yeah, that was a little sneeze real quick. But hey, I was saying, hey, when it comes to these organizations and getting people protesting, that's great. It brings awareness. But what are you going to do after that? Like, for example, everybody's talking about reparations.
Oh,
I'm like, okay, you can do that, but galvanize people. Who's in Congress? How are you going to get them?
Exactly. In San Francisco, they talk about how much all those black folks will get for repatriation because the slaves was free in whatever the year was. I'm saying to myself, you cannot do that because everybody was not a slave. There were free slaves. There were freed people. Then there was people that, you have to find out whose ancestors were actual slaves before you start giving money away.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how they're going to do the repatriation thing. It's never been my thing to start with.
Yeah,
$5,000, $6,000, shit. I've had lots of money, more than $5,600 don't even shake no tree for me. Sorry about that.
It's all right. So what's your final thoughts on all these topics we talked about? What's your final thoughts on all these topics we talked about with Tucker Carlson, Ron DeSantis, and the Tennessee 3? What's your final thoughts on them?
Well, like you just said, we need to, I do understand that 2024 elections is going to be coming up. So we really have to be paying attention to what's going on with that, because the next time we talk, I'd really like to talk about Nikki Haley and what she said last week about Joe Biden may not be here. The issue, like I've been trying to get everybody to understand, the issue is not Joe Biden. The issue is the vice president. And like Nikki Haley said, a vote for Joe Biden is a vote for Vice President Harris. That's what she said. I saw her and I heard her. And I've told everybody that would listen to me, I said, it has nothing to do with Joe Biden's age. It has to do with the fact that, yes, he is age. He will be 86, but so what? He'll be 86. But the issue is that if anything happens to him while he's in office in the next 4 years, guess what you got? You got a black female president. That's what you got. And that's what all the hoopla is all about. It's common sense. Nobody wants to say it. And Nikki Haley accidentally let the cat out the bag, but they still not putting any pressure on her. But as far as I'm concerned, that's what it's all about. That's nothing to do with Joe Biden's age. If Joe Biden gets sick, have to go to the hospital, if Joe Biden die, Vice President Harris is then the president. And they do not want that to happen. Can I say this? I can say it, and then you can. Those crackers do not want a black woman in the House being the president.
Yeah, you can go ahead, sister. Speak your mind. Okay. Speak your mind.
That's worse than dealing with the Mouse House. What can I tell you? The White House and the Mouse House has got these crackers on the run. That's what all right?
Yeah, my final thoughts on that is this. When it comes to Tucker Carlson and Donald Lemon being fired, hey, when it comes to the news business, they're there to tell the truth and make money. That's all. If you try to deviate from that, it's gonna cost you. Tucker Carlson, hey, he gone. It costs that person a lot of money, so they're like, hey, we're gonna get rid of you. Ron DeSantis versus Walt Disney, I think it's a foolish errand. You don't need to be doing that. You're gonna lose against Walt Disney. You're gonna lose your constituents. So good luck galvanizing your voters. And the Tennessee Three keep on fighting. Now that you're in power, don't be celebrating too long. Now you're in power now. Go out there, do something about it. Galvanize your voters, galvanize your supporters, and do something while you're in power.
And always remember that the man can take it the same way they gave it to you. I always tell people, the good Lord giveth and the good Lord taketh away. That's always what you have to remember. If you're doing something good, keep doing something good. But if you're going to do something bad and not use the God-given powers that you have, God's going to make sure that he's going to take it away. May not be anything bad, but he's going to make sure there's always somebody out there in the wings waiting to take your power away from you.
Yeah, that's true too. But this is the Black Evolution. We evolving. We make sure y'all being conscious. Making sure y'all being woke. Tune in for more episodes. Black people, evolve. Change the culture. Get woke. Get involved with politics. Change your lives. It's the Black Evolution. We out.